Welcome guys, we've had the qualifying session for the Vegas Grand Prix and that session had absolutely everything, didn't it? Some top guys going out in Q1, a big crash in Q2 and a surprise pole man. Let's take a quick look. Well, it all started in Q1 and Lance Stroll, who had an earth failure in FP3, luckily the team managed to get that car fixed. They only got one lap though, and not really a surprise. Lance Stroll will start last on the grid. It was just a monumental effort just to even give him one lap in Q1 a chance, but it was always going to be difficult with one lap. Even tyre warm-up and the like, some people were doing 2 runs to get their best times in. 19th place for Valtteri Bottas. Alex Albon, the most disappointing one, on the P18. His teammate was up in P9 in that session. He really had the pace to be, well, definitely up into Q2, even into Q1 if you look later on in the session, but it just wasn't to be for Alex. He had a lap time deleted, which really didn't help. And Fernando Alonso, P17, tops off a disappointing session for Aston Martin. How far they've fallen, isn't it? The guys that were looking like the ones to be challenging Red Bull for titles and races last season, they're out in Q1. Horrible for them. And P16 for Sergio Perez. I had him down in my predictions to have a good weekend this weekend. He was, 8/10 of Max Verstappen, really struggling, and his poor form has continued. It's a street circuit, it had all the ingredients for Sergio to do well. It really hasn't gone well for him at all. The star in that session was the Franco Colapinto. A P9 from him got him out of that session. And then let's jump to Q2, and then Liam Lawson, P15, was slow, just wasn't quick at all in that session. Really disappointing from him. And then the big one, Franco Colapinto, P14, and another big smash for the Williams boys. They've had so many repairs and to get this car ready to be here. They've actually done such a tremendous job that they actually come to this race with more spares than they had for Brazil. So all being well, Franco should be in the car to race tomorrow. Any other penalties to come from that, who knows, because all 4 or 3 wheels and pretty much every corner of that car was off and smashed. So will he have some gearbox issues on that one? Who knows, but disappointing in the end because they look quick and potentially in the fight for potentially a top 10 and some points and much needed points for them, but not to be. Zhou Guanyu, I think probably one of his best sessions, isn't it? P13, a brilliant job from him in qualifying. P12, Kevin Magnussen, disappointing from him. Looked like he had the pace to be in Q3, but I think the red flag played to his chances, and the same with Esteban Ocon in P11 was on a real quick lap, and he'd be most disappointed if he looked to where his teammate ended up, but again he just compromised by the red flag of Franco Colapinto. And then we get to the big one, Q3, where everyone puts in the times, and George Russell, the surprise man on pole position. The biggest prize is where his teammates ended up, but we'll get to him in a minute. George Russell with a brilliant job. Mercedes looking fantastically strong, didn't they, going into the qualifying session? They were fastest in every practice session of the weekend. Lewis Hamilton fastest in FP1 and George Russell fastest in FP2 and FP3, but it was mega close behind him. Second place man, Carlos Sainz. Yes, he's done it. The man that I had predicted to be on pole, but second place. He beats his teammate comfortably. He's been quick around here. Looks like the man to beat in the race as well. Ferrari have real good race pace. That's where they've been really confident on there. The tyre deg has been fantastic. So all hanging their hats on where it all matters really, isn't it, in the race tomorrow. Third place man though, Pierre Gasly, my man of the session. For Alpine, I think he's a bit surprised there. I think Lewis Hamilton really should have been up in the top 3, but Pierre Gasly, what a job he's done. Beats one of the Ferraris. Excellent when you look at where his teammates ended up. Third place finish start for him would be absolutely tremendous. Will he be looking over his shoulder for the race tomorrow? I most definitely think so. The Ferraris look the fastest, but you never know. He held on brilliantly well in Brazil, didn't they? They had fantastic race pace there. Fourth place man, Charles Leclerc, disappointing, got a disappointing lap. His first sector on his final run was not very good at all. He'd be disappointed to be beaten by an Alpine as well. Fifth place, Max Verstappen, disappointing session from him, but probably better than the fact that he's at least beaten the McLaren man of Lando Norris. All he needs to do is beat him or just follow him home tomorrow as long as Norris doesn't win. He wraps up the title effectively. But yeah, disappointing from Red Bull. They've been really struggling with the tyre grip, bouncing in corners. Yeah, not the worst session though, because where Lando Norris has finished, but he'll be disappointed because he wants to win. 6th place, Lando Norris, right behind his championship rival, if we can still call him that. I mean, Max is so far out front. It's been a disappointing weekend so far for Norris and the McLaren guys. The only good thing here is he's beaten Piastri, who was actually slower than him in the previous 2 sessions, so he'll be glad that he's managed to pull that off, but that's as probably exciting as it gets for him. 7th place man, Yuki Tsunoda, and I think he's done a fantastic job getting that RB right up there in P7, in a chance to fight with some points tomorrow. I mean, he can really hold his own, can't he, Yuki? So it'll be good to see him scrap, and hopefully a decent start for him for once. He's had good qualifying positions and then bad starts. Let's hope he can put that right for the race tomorrow. Oscar Piastri, P8 from him. Disappointing. He's been beaten by Lando Norris. He had the better of him, like I said in the previous 2 sessions, wasn't to be in the end. P9 for Nico Hülkenberg. Yeah, critical actually that he brings some points home, and hopefully Magnussen can get himself up there, especially given how far up Pierre Gasly is, and they'll be looking to hunt down Alpine in the remaining races as they leapfrogged him after that big haul of points in Brazil. And then the big shock, Lewis Hamilton. He had a shocker of a Q3 session, looked right on it, didn't he? He was fastest in FQ2. Right up there in Q1. It should really have been a Mercedes 1-2. They looked mega quick. Just a mistake in his first run, and then in the second run he just lost the rear end on turn 4. Track limit violation on that one, so we had no even lap time recorded, but he was so slow anyway. Even with that lap, he was never going to move anywhere further up. He was always last of Q3 anyway, so yeah, horribly disappointing from Lewis. He looked so strong going into Q3, and it just went horribly wrong. Probably one of his worst qualifying sessions that I've seen for an absolute age, or one qualifying session. The Q3 anyway, it was horrible from him. But there we have it. We have got a fantastic grid set again for the race. Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine. It should be a fantastic race. It's great to see. It's a street circuit, but this is one where we can actually overtake. 80s plus overtakes there last season, so plenty of action that we'll get tomorrow. So it's not a foregone conclusion like we see in Monaco, and it should be brilliant. I mean, the racing is always fantastic. Ferrari are strong in the race. They've bought the guns again, haven't they? They're the ones hunting down Mercedes, who's the surprise front runners. Can they hold on for the race win tomorrow? Can't wait for the action to get going. Watch out for the race preview. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. As always, see you next time.